The URL British Grand Prix has come and gone. We will be having a look at what happened in the race. So with no further ado, let's get right into the show. URL 1 quali took place in damp conditions and Scotty beat out Knox and Fernando to claim his first pole. Scotty unfortunately had problems before the race and had to start the race from third place, with URL 2 qualifying, where it was a much closer run thing than in previous races, with Quake managing to get a third pole in a row, edging out Sparky. Turbo and Hurricane made up row 2, and row 3 consisted of Z-Cars and Paul. A largely reduced field lined up due to a lot of drivers being unavailable for the race, but those who made it was in for some good racing. Everyone got away cleanly, but all hell broke loose in URL 2 as Sparky started sliding, forcing Quake off the track and causing both Turbo and Hurricane to spin in sympathy. Paul streaked through the middle to claim a brief lead. Meanwhile in URL 1, Fernando drove up the inside at Druids to take the lead. At the end of lap 1, there was more action in URL 2, as Paul, Hurricane and Z-Cars tried to make it 3 wide, but inevitable contact occurred, causing Paul to spin out and slightly later end his race. On lap 2, the three-way battle for the lead came to a spinning end as a tap from Nuka spun Fernando around, allowing homeboy Scotty to take the lead. Both managed to continue, although 11 seconds behind. On lap 7, Knox eventually did make it past championship leader Fernando when he ran wide at Dinkeldale, allowing the South African past. That incident proved to be the first of a succession of drivers to run wide at Dinkeldale, as on lap 8, Hurricane fell foul of the corner, allowing Turbo up into 4th in URL 2. Paul spins and crashes into the tyre barrier, retiring shortly after. A lap later they would become P3 as he spins. Hurricane must have been slightly distracted by the recovering Nesmo tuning Ferrari as he also spins, letting Z-Cars back past again. Lap 11 and Scotty goes off and is very lucky to escape that moment. The off does allow Knox to close the gap to him to 6 seconds. Lap 13 and Fernando makes a terrible hash of the pit entry, clipping the wall that sends him spinning. That little mistake cost him any hope he had of leapfrogging the front two. On lap 15, after pitting just ahead of Hurricane, Z-Cars becomes Dinkeldale's third victim. The off cost him the position as Hurricane made it out of the pits before Z. Quake pits from second in URL 2 on lap 16, trying to get the undercut on Sparky. But it wouldn't be enough as Sparky made it out in front when he and URL 1 race leader Scotty pitted 3 laps later. Scotty would also maintain his 6-second gap to Nuka after the pit stops. Sparky spins at the first turn, just barely missing Fernando in the process. Lap 22 and Quake gets past the now struggling Team Just Audi driver and starts to pull away in the lead of URL 2. Fernando to pit for Super Softs, allowing him to capture the fastest lap and the extra point that goes with it. Scotty crosses the line to take victory on home soil and is first in Euro 1. Knox comes home second for his best in Euro 1. Fernando a lowly third after his second stop. In Euro 2, Quake makes it 3 hat-tricks in a row, with Sparky coming home a very good second with Turbo completing the rostrum. Join the Euro next week in Spain.